3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, we're actually live now. Thank you for waiting. It was my fault. Jeff said 1:30, but it's 2:30 my time. So he's actually early. But
first time in my life.
It's my fault that we're late.
Hey everybody.
So do you want to do a shout out real quick before we get started?
Let me make sure I could actually see the chat. Okay, here we go. So we got Hi Ryan Spur, we got Honest Hunter O'Biden, Super Mario Brothers 3, Go Kart Bob, Gerald Neal, Red Storm, Noise Guru.
Yep, Analog Lime just jumped in.
Nice.
I think Brian Stavely went to bed. He was here earlier.
That sucks.
Yeah, so he was about to pass out. Gerald Neal, I didn't even see you. Hello.
That's everybody so far.
Gerald Neal probably jumped in when I was going to heat up my coffee or testing the intro. Did you guys like the intro? Is the intro okay? So, I promise you that it probably won't be this late when we do the show.
No, not normally.
But we wanted to just see if there were new people tonight, because, different time zones and all. And it looks like there are a few people who don't normally come to the shows. So that's good. And we have 14 people watching, which is a shock for me at 2:30 in the morning.
Right.
So thank you. Thank you, everybody who came here tonight. Hey, Cesar Rodriguez. Welcome.
Hey, Caesar.
So I did say if anyone has, you have to have at least headphones. You don't need a mic, just as long as you have headphones with the microphone attached. If you want to join us, you're welcome to tonight. I'm thinking like one, maybe two people at the most. But obviously the show's not going to be too long. But we do have 2 new folders to show. I had a request today on my community post about tonight's show, asking me to look up something, and I did find a ton of residue. I'm not even familiar with the brand, but I'm calling it. It's a Mandela. It's definitely a Mandela. There's so much residue, and the residue is great. So we're going to be showing that tonight. We also have another folder I want to show. There's also a short I want to show, which I'm going to have to, I should probably throw that into Flickr, but I think it's going to kick me out if I do. Let me try. Can you still hear me, Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because I'm going to, oh no, it's opening the app. Can you hear me still? Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
All right, because it took me to the app, and I wasn't sure if you could hear me in the app. There's a short I saw today, a plant. I'm so scared you're not going to be able to hear me. It sounds like I'm not there, okay? I need to raise the volume on me or Jeff or both. Can you guys hear me? Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay. Who do I need to raise the volume on?
Definitely you. I'm not sure about me.
I just got a yes. Both? Oh, Sandy. Thank you. Okay, give me a minute. I can do that. How is that? Is that better?
Good. Yeah.
Good for the chat, though?
Probably.
I may also, when I'm in Flickr, it may get a little bit lower because I'm leaving the tab. But I was trying to explain, I saw a short today of a plant that I've never heard of or seen before that could very well be a Mandela effect. And good, everybody.
Now I can't hear you.
Okay, I'm going to have to go away for a second.
Now I can.
I know. It's because I'm trying to upload this to Flickr so that you can see it. Are you in Flickr, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, you might have to refresh to see what I upload. So if you can, just talk to the chat for a minute while I go to Flickr and I'll be right back. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I didn't get a Slurpee.
While it's uploading, you guys can see how long it takes me to upload one thing by how long I'm gone. I'll be back.
I'm located in Texas, Gerald. So it's an hour earlier here than where Sandy is. So that's why we got confused about the time. But we got some cool stuff to show you guys tonight. Thanks for coming. Yeah, Flickr does need to step up their game. San Bernardino, huh? Or is it San Bernardino? Is that an effect for you, Caesar? A suburb of Austin, Noise Guru, called Cedar Park. But not actually Austin, which is good.
Okay, I am back. It's there now. You'll have to refresh to see the folder.
Yeah, how do I do that?
You don't know how to refresh it? Are you just refresh the page?
I figured it out.
Yeah. So if you can, just go to that. It says future. Oh, excuse me, I have hiccups. Future presentation.
I see it.
Mm-hmm. So I want to know is anyone here from Hawaii or been to Hawaii? Anyone in the chat? Thank you, Caesar. Yeah, when the terror thing happened there, that's when everyone started talking about the San Bernardino Mandela effect. It was totally San Bernardino for me.
So you're not affected by that?
No, I am. It's Bernard now.
It was Berna for me.
Right, that's what I remember is Berna. It's Bernard.
Bernard, yeah.
Yeah,
I noticed
Bernard.
that change in 2020.
You can use whatever cell phone you want, as far as I know. We use all different cell phones here. On this channel right now, we have all iPhones, but Teresa uses Android, Brian uses Android, Curiouser uses Android. All different phones.
All right, so I got that video up. Is that what you wanted to show?
Yep. But you're not presenting. I don't know about Nokia. Or is it Nokia? All right, guys. So in the chat, yes or no, I want you to tell me if you've ever seen this flower before. It may even be in Teresa's group. I don't know. I just saw this today and was blown away. So, and keep your minds out of the gutter. That's a warning. All right, here we go.
That oozes slime when you squeeze it.
They look like pine cones that ooze gel. And they're called
There's
the
a plant in
shampoo
Hawaii
plant.
that oozes slime when you squeeze it.
That's weird.
It's so bizarre. Red pine cones that ooze gel.
And gross.
Called the shampoo plant.
There's a plant in Hawaii.
So has anyone ever heard of that before? Anyone ever seen that before? That short, by the way, comes from Your Daily Dose of Internet, or The Daily Dose of Internet, something like that. Just want to give them credit. Yeah, the shampoo plant. I've never heard of it before. I've never seen it before. It's gross. Noise Guru says, I saw it the first time this year. Cesar Rodriguez says, seen it one time. I mean, aloe you have to cut open or break open. This you just squeeze with your hand and it squirts everywhere.
That's even weirder.
Yeah. Welcome, Daniel Wiley, who says, never seen that. Oh, I forgot. I'm presenting. So you guys can actually be on the screen. So, yeah. Daniel Wiley says, never seen that flower. That would be hilarious. Never seen alien juice plant all my life. All right, so I'm going to, since this is a brand new show, guys, I'm going to let you guys lead the way. I got 2 new folders. I have the old stuff. We can talk about theories. What do you guys want to talk about? What do you want to see tonight? Does it, St. Mary says, does it help with dandruff? I hope it's still around. Who knows, a gel could be the cure for cancer for all we know.
You're crackling a little.
It's because hold on, I had to adjust the volume. I can't adjust it. Now to go away, right?
Yeah.
But I'm low again, right?
Yep.
Let me turn it back on. Let's see if it... Is the crackling gone?
Yeah.
Okay, so when the crackling comes back, let me know. I'll adjust the volume again. All I gotta do, split second, it takes the crackling away. Let's see what the chat's saying. I have not seen the game High on Life. Have you, Jeff?
No.
Yep, I covered that too. And I think someone said, I think Dan said he covered it. I don't know. But I did a whole presentation on it.
It's not the Hadron Collider anymore?
I think it is Hadron. I remember Hadron. Wait.
No.
Hold on. See, I'll look on my phone.
Because Caesar's saying the opposite.
Hold on. I did a whole presentation on it. It's Hadron. I remember Hadron.
It was always Hadron for me.
It's always Hadron for me. And Caesar's saying it like I remember, not Hadron. No, it doesn't. You guys want to see that folder? Oh, man. This is going to be rough. I don't have Flickr on my phone to send it to you. Let me download Flickr on my phone. Give me a minute. That would have to disappear. You want to see animals and strange behaviors? Oh yeah, I got folders on that too. Let me get the Flickr folder. It'll just take me a second to download it on my phone, so I'll have to keep leaving. Hadron for analog line as well. Oh, let me finish reading this comment. Daniel says, animals, as in new animals or strange animal behaviors. I'm seeing unusual animal behavior everywhere. The other night, a wild raccoon walked up next to me on my porch, stood up and waved at you. That is nuts. Wow. Oh, gosh. That would have been awesome to get on camera. Why is this download? Oh, I'm not on Wi-Fi. Let's fix that. Let's see. Hadron for analog line. My mind always said hadron, not... that's the same. Hadron. The R&D. No, it did not. I just got it. That's a good one. Did you get it, Jeff? Jeff? Are you there?
Yeah, get what?
The comment on the screen is bad. Did you get it?
No.
Read it. He's talking about the Hadron Collider. All right, he's not getting it. I'll explain it to him after the show.
30,000 hadron colliders? Wow.
There's a ridiculous... Oh my gosh, I don't understand what's going on here. Oh, it took me out of the app. That's great. No.
Where do you want me to go on Flickr?
I'm going to send you the link to a folder on Messenger, okay?
All right.
And that way we can show them the presentation. We haven't covered this one in a while, which is, it's kind of neat that they're requesting to see something that we never even thought to re-show.
Yeah.
All right, so there's a folder, and I'm going to look for the animals one too. So Jeff, if you wouldn't mind reading it, tell me when you're ready, and I'll add you in.
All right.
Ready to go? Because all I see is white.
There it is.
Nope, you've still got a white screen going on. Welcome, Boyd. For those of you just tuning in, we were discussing the Hadron Collider Mandela effect. And Jeff is pulling up the folder. And we were also discussing animals being smarter in this reality.
You're crackling again.
Oh, thank you. Adding you in. Better?
Yeah.
Okay, you are up. I'm going to put you full screen.
Yep.
Yeah, if you hit the arrows at the top right, it should make it bigger. All right. Or you already did.
I
Okay,
already
good.
did, yeah.
Yeah. All right. You can go, and I'm going to get you the other folders.
Okay. I have a question to ask you about the particle accelerator in Geneva, Switzerland at CERN. The LHC at CERN that can create microscopic black holes on Earth. What do you remember the H standing for? Large H blank collider.
Now, most of them already answered. You can go on. They can see the residue because most of them in the chat already answered. Like I said, we had
Yeah.
scrolling up.
I'm not sure if this has been covered by someone else in the community or not, but regardless, it has been bugging me for a long time now. It was the Hadron, not Hadron collider.
For me.
And we got the residue. Langston University. The kind of stuff they wouldn't get wrong.
Nope. No, they wouldn't.
There it is again. University at Albany. Hadron collider. Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of residue for it. It's Hadron. That's how I pronounced it. Always.
It does sound better than Hadron.
Mm-hmm. Does anyone remember in the chat the name of that gigantic bird with the big bill? Shoebill? It was
Shoebill stork.
Okay, because I'm trying to find.
That's my favorite Mandela animal.
Well, we're going to cover him because I talk about his expressions. All right, I got 3 animal folders for you, Daniel, that we're going to talk about with the behaviors, expressions, behaviors, which we'll hit on after this. And guys, if you think about anything else you want to talk about, just put it in the chat. Hey, Michael Russum. Guys, we really appreciate you coming out this time of night.
Yeah, guys, thanks for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. And waiting.
Yeah.
Best chat ever.
Yeah. Lots of residue for this. Wow.
Daniel Wiley says a hadron is a subatomic particle. So calling it the Hadron Collider would make sense because they're colliding subatomic particles. Yep, that one. Actually, neither one of them's right for me. They're the same. It auto-corrected for you. It was always max headroom for me, not
Me
headroom.
too.
Even though there's a excuse, maximum headroom, it was always max headroom for me. No, we appreciate you guys. Yeah. More than you guys will ever know. It is 2:47 a.m. for me. It's okay. We just started, Michael Russum. Literally, this is the first thing we're showing.
Look at all these reputable sites here showing it as Hadron.
Hi, Ryan Spur. I will check that out, but that's going to take research. So I will take a screenshot and check it out for the next show. Yes, that is what I remember. Well, I think I remember the A, but it was Ron. It wasn't room for me.
All right, question number 2. This is more of an observation than a question because it's possible that CERN upgraded the LHC, which could have changed its appearance. I remember the LHC being neutral colors of grays, whites, blacks, and a little blue. And there are images of the device in these colors, making me think it most likely was an upgrade. What's changed, you ask? There are images of the device in these colors, making me think it. Oh God, why is it saying
Yeah, it's just more. There you go. That's what it looks like now.
All right. It's full on rainbow now with multiple colors all over the device. Have you ever seen the LHC look like this?
Now I'm sure these are. I can't. Well, I can't even say. I didn't alter the images. Someone else may have bumped up the saturation, but the point is, there are colors there I've never seen before. Greens and reds and yellows. Do you guys remember it looking that colorful? Because I do not.
Kind of makes sense. Everything else is rainbow. Why not this?
Exactly.
Again, I don't know if any of this has been covered before, but I wanted to bring these possible changes to your attention before I forgot again.
Yeah, because I sat on this for a long time. All right. I sent you 3 more links. The first one is just images. Then I want you to jump to the shoe bill and then do the warning, not appropriate for children last.
Okay.
Because the shoe bill is linked to the first one. So this is a request by Daniel. Where'd you go? Daniel Wiley. I'm looking for the request on the screen. Scrolling up. Here we go. So Daniel asked to see about new animals or strange animal behaviors, and that's what we're going to talk about. Now I do, like I said, for those of you just joining us, I do have 2 new folders for tonight, but we are willing to crack things back. Hold on. Should be gone now. Thank you very much, guys. But like I said, if you have something specific you want us to talk about, we're all for it. Just let us know in the chat. Yeah, as soon as the crackling comes back, all I gotta do is click a button and unclick a button and it'll go away. It's a stupid bug in StreamYard. And it's only because you guys want me to bump up the volume.
All right, so I got that pulled up.
I still see the Hadron Collider. I think it's picky. It wants you to unshare and then share again. So I'm using iPad OS. And Brian uses Windows, and it still happens to me. I think it's iOS related. Movie Emmys? Well, you are in luck today because I have a brand new one. That's one of the new folders. That's because I have to have a fan on me because of my condition. All right, guys. So I just want to show you some things. Some animals that are being very expressive that I don't remember being able to have such expressive faces before. So this is just a folder of images of animals expressing themselves. Do you remember animals being able to express themselves in this way? Smiling, shocked, disgust even. Like, that seal looks disgusting to me. I'll try to lower the fan to see if it helps. But I have to have it on, guys. I'm sorry. So there's more. So here's some smiling lions and cats. Now, they're claiming the one on the bottom left is real, but I'm calling Photoshop on that. Like the love on that lion's face as it cuddles with the other lion.
Wow.
I think the top right one is real. I think the bottom left is fake. Just saying.
Yeah, the bottom left one looks fake.
It looks like an animatronic lion to me. But they claimed it was real. Gerald Neal says, no, I posted on Teresa's site a couple of monkeys that looked human in the facial expressions. It's probably correct. They're probably real. And Michael Rustam says, I've seen cats and dogs smile, just not sure if it's an ME. I think it is. I don't remember my dog smiling growing up. I mean, we got a smiling giraffe. I don't even know what that what is that? An ape? Baboon? What is that? Gorilla? I'm not good with the primates. But that one does not. I don't know what it's doing.
Looks like it's shocked it saw something.
Yeah, well, so does the chipmunk.
Yeah,
He's like,
even more so.
I'll be right back. I have to close the door because I can hear the TV.
Guess this is showing all the different kinds of zebras.
I don't know why this one is in here.
That's the last
But
one.
it is. Yeah. I don't know why. But I do have a weird behavior I just thought of that I want to add. And we'll show it after you show the warning one. I'll send it to you after because the warning one is not, it's not good. I'll make a good one after it. But let me remove you so you can get the shoe bill up. Oh yeah, cats making that face when they smell something. The pure disgust face. That one's real. I agree. I agree. They could not make those faces before, and you're gonna see. You're gonna see it in the shoe bill. I have a whole like chart of different faces for the shoe bill. Yeah, brown zebras. Yes.
So, which do you want me to go to now?
Go to the shoe bill and then the warning, and then I'm gonna send you one on bees. Oh, that's cute. Go-Kart Bob says my old dog lab retriever would smile on command.
All right, I got it up. I got it up.
Man, this is a disaster. This whole show. All right, guys. So this is Credit Teresa Lynch. Describe the beak of the shoe bill stork. We're just gonna go on. This is an old one. We remember a smooth bill exactly like its namesake, the shoe shaper, the shoe bill. There's a drawing of how we remember it. Do you remember it like this? Michael Russom doesn't think he's seen it before. It's weird to see mammals' expressions when they're trying to make a decision. You can tell they're thinking, but it can't be in English. You never know. All right, we can go on. It's changed from the smooth, rounded beak to a pointy, lethal talon on the end. In the chat, do you remember the talon on the end? Can you zoom in on that talon? So they can say it. Are you able? Jeff, are you there? Okay. Are you able to zoom in on the talon? There you go. That pointy point on the tip of the beak. There you go. Do you guys remember that there? We just remember it rounded. We don't remember the pointed talon on his beak. This one was from our New Year's show, 2021. These are all the same bird.
So that was before I joined, right?
Yeah.
But I was watching it. I remember this.
Keep going. The whole point is I want to get to the expressions. So here's some residue of there being no talon.
So now it's not even a shoe.
Some also seem very blue instead of gray now, but it could be the lighting. It could also be people manipulating photos. So, grain of salt here.
It almost looks like a dodo bird.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the reasons I find it so interesting.
Is the fan sound better, everyone? I don't remember his beak looking so beat up.
No. No, it wasn't like that.
Here we go. I don't remember their personality and expressions being so varied. Here we see normal to I'm going to kill you. Seriously. We've got normal, interested, confused, happy, coy, thinking, annoyed, angry. It's a very expressive bird. And the one on the bottom right is just terrifying.
Yeah.
Yes, the bird is a Mandela effect itself. Yes, it's been covered by Fizzy. Also, I do not remember them being able to stand like this. It's creepy. Do you? So imagine that face on the end where it's looking down ready to kill you while standing there looking at you.
That's creepy.
I can't. No. Well, that's good if it sounds like a soothing aquarium. It just stands there like a human. It's just so creepy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here's your weird behavior, Daniel. He picked up the duck and threw it out of the way. It was in his way. So he picked it up and just threw it away. And look at the duck's face. Can you zoom in on the terrified duck? The duck is terrified. Does not know what happened. And look, he's staring at him like, ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
They're getting like cartoons now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, are we ready for the next one?
Okay, so now we're gonna go to the scary one, and while you're reading it, I'm gonna get the folder to make everybody feel better afterwards. Okay.
All right.
So you do the warning one, and I'll go get the other folder. Okay, well, it's part of another folder, so we're just going to have to go with it. A little bit of creepy, but cute at the same time. Just let me know when you're ready, and I'll present. Crackly is back. So what I get like 5 minutes in between crackling. That's great. They've been Disneyed, says Super Mario. Wait, the crackling's still here? Okay, better now.
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay.
All right. There we go.
Okay, so we know it's late here, but it may be early somewhere else. So if you have any kids nearby, this is probably not something that they'd want to hear. And Jeff, there has been changes to YouTube since we last presented this, so we have to change a word. So I'm going to read it. Unless you want to read it. Just don't say the S word. It'll be the S word. Okay?
All right.
Go ahead.
Warning, this might not be appropriate for children. We need to talk about animals again. In your past, were animals capable of choosing?
Oh, okay. Good. I already changed it.
Yeah, you did. Choosing to no longer live.
So yes or no in the chat. Were animals capable of choosing to no longer live?
By the way, I got away with that word on my channel.
That's shocking. Maybe it's because it was to music.
And there are songs that say it, that are even in the title. Like there's a couple rap songs that have it. They're not taken down.
So shockingly, we have a yes for Gerald Neal and a yeah for Honest Hunter O'Biden. No for High Orion Spur. Yeah, but is that on purpose, Noise Guru, that they fly into windshields, or is it that they don't understand glass? Yeah, but do they do that when they're sick?
Ozzy Osbourne too. Oh wow, I didn't know he flew into windshields.
All right, we can go on.
For me, animals could always experience emotions, but not to the extent that they could be listed as clinically depressed. Sad, yes, but not suffering from the mental illness of depression. Oh, that poor dog.
Poor pup, yeah.
But in this reality, there are many animals, many species, who take their own lives. The most famous case is Kathy, one of the dolphins who played Flipper on TV.
Which I never knew about. Could have just been info I didn't know, though.
Another dolphin, Peter, whose heart broke when his human companion stopped seeing him, did the same. Both dolphins chose to stop breathing and died.
So they drowned. The dolphins drowned.
A manned animal fizzy pop covered. The sugar glider not only self-mutilates when depressed, but will break its own neck to say goodbye to this world. That's terrible. They're so cute, too.
I know, it's horrible.
They start leaving notes. It's really a Mandela.
Yeah. It's horrible.
And in 1845, there was a determined dog who made multiple attempts to drown himself until he finally succeeded. And speaking of dogs,
Can you read that top? In 1845?
yeah. In 1845, the Illustrated London News reported a singular case of
S.
that word involving a fine, handsome, and valuable black dog of the Newfoundland species. The dog had been acting less lively than usual for days, but then was seen to throw himself into the water and endeavor to sink by preserving perfect stillness of the legs and feet. The dog was rescued and tied up. However, as soon as he was released, he entered the water again and tried to sink himself. This occurred several times until at last the dog appeared to tire, and by dint what's that mean? Of keeping his head determinedly underwater for a few minutes, succeeded at last in obtaining his object, for when taken out of this time, he was indeed dead.
By act of keeping his head underwater.
Okay. Cute dog.
I am so sorry, Michael.
What happened?
His comment in the chat.
Aw.
I am so sorry for your loss.
Sorry for your loss. That sucks. There is a bridge in Dumbarton, Scotland, nicknamed Dog S-Word Bridge. When dogs approach the Overton Bridge, their owners claim that the dog changes before running and leaping off the side of the bridge. It's estimated that 300 to 600 dogs have taken this leap, with 50 to 100 not surviving. You're going to need to cheer me up on the next one, Sandy.
I will. It is sad.
It's not clear why they are doing this, but locals believe the reason is paranormal. Scientists have a theory, though. They believe the scent of mink is what causes them to do this. Unlike humans, they don't realize they are on a bridge. They may think they are leaping over the wall to solid ground instead of 50 feet of air until they reach the ground. What do you all make of this? Did animals do these things in your past? Because it's clear from that 1845 article that This has always been normal behavior for animals. Personally, I believe this is an E.
I do. That's just breaking
Yeah.
their own necks. Mm-mm. Holding their breath underwater to drown. Mm-mm. I agree. Scientists are know-it-alls. 100%.
Yeah. All right. What do we have next?
I sent you the cute thing is inside a creepy thing, so we're going to have to do both. And then we had a request for movie stuff, so I'm going to see if I have older movie stuff. I know I do. I just got to find it. Like usually it's by the name, not movie, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. There we go. To make this presentation easier to look at, I've chosen to use the most colorful insect that we've covered in the past. I don't even remember this presentation's old. Where do bees and wasps sleep? You guys remember this? Philo's probably sleeping. Do you guys remember this presentation, or do you know where bees and wasps sleep?
I don't remember this one.
I just proactively changed my audio to see if the crackling stays away. Noise Guru says on their bellies. Incorrect.
In my nightmares.
In your nightmares, they're sleeping? I'd rather them be sleeping. You can swap them. We've covered the bees sleeping in a flower before. Look how cute. Look at the bee butts, everyone. But I always believed they slept in hives and nests. But no, bees will cuddle inside a flower. I love seeing that. And then the flower will close up around them, and that's why their little legs and butts stick out.
It almost makes them cute. Almost.
Noise Guru says burrito. They almost look cute sleeping. Turns out some sleep outside, and to protect themselves while sleeping, they sleep in a ball. This is new to me. Is it new to you too? Have you caught wasps in a ball outside, just sleeping on the ground where they can be stepped on?
No. That's fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh yeah, there's tons of blue bugs now. Tons. Jeff, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, because the sound went very quiet. Oh, bug in a blanket. Michael Russom says, in a hive, I saw a large iridescent spider a few years ago. Not a fan of spiders, but this was amazing. Yes, we covered all spiders of all different colors. Yeah, blue, they're pink, they're purple, they're rainbow, they're iridescent. every color of the rainbow for every animal, everything. It's crazy. All right, how about we go to the new one, the movie one? I'm looking for some movie Mandelas, but problem is I got to find them by name. So I can't just search for it, you know? Oh, I do have the TV movie from another reality I could show. So let me know when you're ready with the new movie one. And I'm going to be sending you some movie folders because I found some. And guys, if you're just joining us, if you have a suggestion of what you want to see, drop it in the chat. We are doing people's suggestions tonight, as well as 2 new folders. Oh, this is a good one. Jeff goes super quiet when he's muted. And we're ready. Oh, you're not doing the new one now. You're doing the one I sent you. Okay. Go ahead, Jeff. I have so many movie Mandela effects here.
This may not be a Mandela effect. It may be something I just never heard of and happened to miss. But the cast makes me suspicious, so I'm going to ask anyway.
And before you do, good night, Hi Orion Sparrow. Thank you for being here for our very first episode of After Dark.
Good night, Hi Orion Spur. Thanks for being here. All right, so before I ask the main question, just out of curiosity, true or false, Crispin Glover and Michael J. Fox's first movie together was Back to the Future. And where did Sandy go? Uh-oh.
I'm here. I needed the fan, so I muted.
All right. Oops.
Yeah, if I need the fan on, I just mute a bit.
The real question I want to ask you is, have you ever seen or heard of the 1983 TV movie High School USA? Because this was their first movie together, and there's an all-star cast, which would have made me want to see it.
Has anyone ever heard of High School USA? Can we zoom in on the names? We have Todd Bridges. I can't remember their names. Tony Dow, Michael J. Fox, Nancy McKeon, Dana Plato, Eleanor Donahue, which looks spelled wrong, Bob Denver, and Dwayne Hackman. Was Eleanor Elinor?
No.
Okay.
It's Wait, how was it? ELIANOR.
Oh, I thought it was ELEANOR.
It can be that way too. I've seen that too. but I've seen it mostly with the A after the I. I've never seen it like that ever. That's weird.
Gerald Neal says, never saw that movie and I searched Michael J. Fox movie history. Sure, I'd like to hear it, Michael Russin. It's Bob Denver. It doesn't say Gilligan Island. Sounds great.
Kathy Silvers, too. She was in Happy Days. She played Joni's friend, Jenny.
Honest Hunter opined and is saying ELLANORE. We've covered the logo, but what is it about the logo that's changed for you? Because we have covered it.
Now, Crispin Glover was also in a couple of episodes of Family Ties. Michael J. Fox as well. Played his friend. All of the stars from our favorite shows back then had a role as well as classic stars like Bob Denver, Tony Dow, and Dwayne Hickman. Bob Denver looks weird as, not Gilligan.
And I want to say, don't be discouraged, like, if we've already covered something that you just saw. We've been doing this for 5 years. Well, I've been doing this for 5 years. There's other people who've been doing it even longer. And there's like 10,000 Mandela effects now. But as you can see, there's still more every single day. So there's still more out there. So don't give up and don't feel discouraged if we have covered things that you just found. It's okay. You will find more. Just keep your eyes open. Oh, I know. We covered that too. There is a sequel. You're right. Super Mario.
A sequel to what?
This that we're covering.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
So here's more people that were in it. David Nelson, Dawn Wells, Crystal Bernard. It was a major all-star cast. Anthony
Osmond.
Edwards. Stop it.
Eddie Haskell, Ken Osmond. Dawn Wells from Gilligan's Island.
Dana Plato again. I just needed another picture there, so I threw her in.
Crystal Bernard from Wings. And Happy Days.
And Anthony Edwards from Neon.
It was available on VHS and DVD, so it's a fair assumption that video stores would have had this available to rent. So I'm surprised I've never heard of this. There's Nancy McKeon,
who Michael J. Fox dated at the time.
Yep.
Yes, Caesar. That's an old Mandela effect. Brian even had a figurine and he showed it live that still had the black on the tail. He's talking about Pikachu having his tail having black. And now he also has a brown spot at the base of his tail, which we don't remember, on his butt.
His tail was definitely black. Nobody could tell me different. I had the figure years ago, and it was black. The tail was black.
We'll still check it out, Michael Russin, because I don't know if that's what we covered. I think we were more covering the merging, so we can still look at the logo.
All right. The TV movie was so popular that they tried to make it a weekly series. Some of the cast returned, but others were replaced with even more well-known stars, but it flopped and was not picked up after the pilot.
So here's the other stars that were added. Anne-Marie Johnson, Crystal Bernard returned, Barbara Billingsley.
Henry Gibson.
Yep.
Harriet Nelson.
And Ken Osmond returned.
What, they're going to have the whole cast to Leave It to Beaver?
Yep, the whole cast.
All they're missing is Beaver and the dad.
Honest Hunter O'Brien says it was in the adult section.
So what do you think? Mandela Timeline movie? Or did I just miss this one that starred many of my favorite actors and actresses of that time?
All right, so I'm going to send you a folder really quick before you cover any of the other ones. I'm going to remove you from the thing so you can clear it out.
All right.
Because I want to find the one that I talked about, the Back to the Future logo, to see if we talked about what they talked about. Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 folders on Back to the Future. I've got the clock tower. Let's see. Changes with the car, the clock tower. Video clips. I'm trying to find the one with the logo. The pins on his jacket. The one we just did.
And Caesar says, I love rock and roll lyrics. Yep. It was standing there by the record machine, not dancing there like it is now.
And yeah, that was found by Guy Fawkes.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. That one was found.
Oh, wait, no, Back to the Future again. That's an 8th folder. 9. That's the one I'm looking for. Okay, so here's the folder. I have 9 folders that I can, actually 10, because I have Marty's jacket, 12. I probably have 12 to 15 folders on Back to the Future alone. I would say that's actually more Mandela than Star Wars, in my opinion. I would actually go as far to say it is the most Mandela movie.
Yep. Slightly more than The Wizard of Oz.
Welcome, Sheriff at YouTube. I love Teen Wolf.
Me too. The first one with Michael J. Fox. Not the second one with Jason Bateman. The Ferris Bueller's Day Off series freaks me out. I totally would have watched that, and there's no way I would have missed that. That's a Mandela for me.
Maybe.
I don't remember Police Academy being turned into a series.
I remember a cartoon series of it.
Yeah, me too. Uncle Buck Coming to America. I don't remember those as series either. Or Animal House. Harry and the Hendersons, I remember.
Yep. I do remember Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but not Animal House or Coming to America. Or Uncle Buck. Actually, maybe Uncle Buck. Maybe.
I would have watched all of that if I had heard of it.
I'm glad you remember seeing. I'm glad so many of you remember seeing Back to the Future as a kid, because this folder is actually about that. It's about when you saw it as a kid. as soon as Jeff gets it up.
So to speak.
Sherry from YouTube says, amaze me, please. At 3:33 a.m. my time. My gosh, it's 3:33 a.m.
Do you want to do the Back to the Future one?
Yeah, that's what we're waiting. Yep. Oh, I could do a whole show. Maybe we'll do that on our next episode. Just a whole show of Back to the Future.
Yeah.
All the Back to the Future Mandela effects. How does that sound? Because the date's coming up, isn't it? October. Maybe that's what we'll do. Brian will probably want to do it though.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe not here. Maybe on our normal show. October 15th, right? Is it October 15th?
I think so. Brian would definitely be down for that, I think.
Yeah. We can do, because I have like 12 to 15 folders. It could be a whole show just Back to the Future. Would you guys be interested? Oh, we're ready to go. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, Mustard Seed of Faith.
He must have seen
Welcome.
it.
Do you want to read?
Yeah. Do you remember Back to the Future ending with this in the theater?
So in
Yes,
the
sir.
theater, back then, it's October 21st. Thank you, Noise Guru. Back then, do you remember to be continued at the end of the first film? Yes or no in the chat when you were sitting in the theater. Sheriff of YouTube says yes. Wow. Super Mario Brothers says the series aired in the 90s, but the cartoon aired in the 80s for Police Academy. Gerald Neal is a yes. Noise Guru says only on Back to the Future 2. Anyone else?
I remember it on both.
Michael Bressam says saw on VHS, saw 2 and 3 in the theater. All right, we can go on.
The to be continued title card wasn't in the theatrical release of Back to the Future. It was added to the home video release after the actors had signed on to do 2 more sequels.
So if you remember it in the theater, not in this reality, it wasn't there. I have a distinct memory of being disappointed, upset, just so upset that we had to wait for more.
Yeah. For me, it was in the theater.
Yeah, I knew there were sequels coming, and
Yes.
I couldn't wait.
I mean, the way it ended, you had to know anyway. So, of course, it said to be continued. When the film was released on VHS in 1986, Universal added it to be continued.
Not in my past. It was already there.
I call bullshit on that. And then, yeah, I mean, it is Wikipedia. So take that with a grain of salt.
So read the top first with the actors.
Though none was planned at the moment, with the actors in agreement to the terms, pre-production unofficially began on the sequel when Universal released Back to the Future on VHS and Beta on May 22nd, 1986. A new title card appeared in that familiar red and yellow italicized font before the end credits began to be continued. Seen theatrically, I still get people swearing to me that they remember seeing to be continued in the theater back in 1985. Yeah.
So this is in the book. We Don't Need Roads. the making of the Back to the Future trilogy. People swearing that they saw it in the theater, but it never existed.
Did Back to the Future originally not end, but to be continued?
Because, that's something normal they ask when, everybody's in agreement of the reality.
Right. If they have to ask, we already know.
Yeah. But wait, before you go further, can you zoom in on the Back to the Future logo?
Yeah.
And Michael Russum in the chat, can you explain what's different for you? Like we talked about the CK being merged, the RE being merged. I'm trying to scroll up to find out where he said it, but there's a lot here. I'm scrolling. Okay. It was slanted at an angle on both sides, but changed to have an inward and outward type angle on each side. You mean that it's rounded now? It looks rounded?
It does look different.
It does. It doesn't look italic anymore.
No.
And they even said italicized font. It doesn't look italic. The BA is straight up. Caesar, for me, Richard Simmons had a headband and wristbands. He doesn't have any of them now.
I remember him having the headband, but not wearing it all the time. That's my memory. Like he would wear it for sweating with the oldies and all that stuff.
He also never had leg warmers. Yeah, I remember him with leg warmers.
Yeah, I remember that too.
The two sides. The right side used to slant. Yes, it used to be italicized. You're right. I agree. That is a new change. It's not italicized anymore. When you mean slanted, slanted text is italics. Like the B was slanting forward, right? All right, we can go on. Back up. Even continued isn't. Do you see what I'm saying? Continue. It doesn't look right.
No.
You're absolutely right, Michael. That is new. So at the top says roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads. The car then begins to fly and takes off into the future, and then to be continued flashes on the screen. Or did it? A recurring type of legend is people remembering seeing things in films that they did not actually see. Okay, Manscuse.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
I really wish they would stop telling us our memories are false. It's insulting.
Mm-hmm. And it goes on to say, I've done a number of legends on the topic, such as people insisting that they saw episode 4 on the original showings of Star Wars, or people insisting that the Ark burns to the United States Army SEAL at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Hang on.
Meaning they saw what they saw, and they're right.
What's that you say? The previous sentence just seemed like a really tortured way to cram the word road into this cobbled together conclusion. Well, that's because roads, where we're going, we don't need roads. To be continued. That is how I remember it.
Yeah.
To be continued. And then someone posted, this is back in July of 2019. I totally agree. I only like Back to the Future. Plus, if memory serves me well, the original release did not have the to be continued at the end. I saw these movies in the theater. To be continued was on the original theater release. I'm with the sage person. Gerald Neal agrees, more slanted. Oh no, I agree with you. The whole thing was slanted. I agree. 100%. Keep going, Jeff. So this is from the book Everlasting Story of Nori. She had gotten the idea of to be continued from the movie Back to the Future, which ends with those words in huge letters. From Coach's Running Club, Back to the Future with my old man. Never forget him trying to explain to be continued as we left the Orpheus Theater, and my disbelief that I'd have to wait for the next film. So that's like an anchor memory. His old man explaining what to be continued meant.
Right. Why would they even have that conversation if it wasn't there? They wouldn't.
They wouldn't have. From 88 Reasons Why I Love Back to the Future. 84, to be continued. Testament to the power of the movie that for the first time in my life, I was keen to know more about the process. Was there really going to be more? Turns out it was just a tease, of course, originally, but thankfully they decided to come back. So they're saying it was a tease, but they didn't know if they were going to come back. So they definitely remember it.
Yeah, right.
Super Mario says producers said they weren't planning a sequel and that the to be continued was actually a joke, but due to popular demand, they gave us the sequels. That's why it took so long. No.
No.
No. Keep on. Movie Legends Revealed was Back to the Future always to be continued? This week we take the DeLorean up to 88 miles per hour to find out if the original Back to the Future really ended with to be continued. The words to be continued weren't in the theatrical version. Yes, even if you know somebody who swears they saw to be continued in the theater, just like the folks who swear they saw Sinbad in a genie movie, it never actually happened. To be continued was added in. They are literally making fun of us. I agree with you, Michael Ross, 100%. Let's see if I can find residue. Can you read that? I'm taking my medicine. Jeff, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The endings to both movies are pretty similar. Both Back to the Future and See You Yesterday end on a massive cliffhanger. Back to the Future closes with a conversation between Marty McFly and Doc as they prepare for another ride in their time-traveling DeLorean. And Doc delivers the iconic line, "Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads." It ends with the words "to be continued" flashing across the screen. See You Yesterday ends in a similar manner. After 3 failed attempts, Sebastian decides he doesn't want to jump back in time ever again. So CJ jumps by herself. Final scene in the movie shows a close-up of CJ running down the street with a panicked look on her face as she rushes to beat Calvin to the murder scene, and then it just ends.
You-
There's
I
definitely
was going to say you didn't have to read all that.
might as well finish now.
Okay.
There's definitely that same feeling of to be continued, and fans of the film have always expressed their frustration with the ending, demanding a sequel. And that's it for that one.
Yeah, I'm asking too. What is See You Yesterday?
Yeah,
Never
what is
heard
that?
of No one's ever heard of that. I think we do need to check that one out. See You
Yeah,
Yesterday.
that's what I was thinking when I was reading it. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Maybe you should have read that. Good job, Jeff.
Thanks.
All right. Let's see. Okay, I sent you one. I think we should just do the two new folders. Let's do
Yeah,
that.
well, let's get to that.
And then we're gonna call it a night because it's almost 4 a.m. over here, guys.
Yeah, I got to get to bed soon.
I'm gonna do a poll on my community page. If you guys want a Back to the Future event, all Back to the Future Mandela effects that we've covered. And we will look into Michael Russum's Mandela effect and add to it so we have something new for that night. If you guys are interested, make sure you vote in the poll on my community page. I'll put it up after the show. My Scrooge just says, do it.
So which ones are we showing?
The top two. There should be two that actually say After Dark. AD. You see
Okay.
it?
Let me see.
So there's one. Do the movie last, because more people are going to know that than they're going to know the first one. And it was a request.
On Flickr, right?
Yes. If you wouldn't mind reading this, I'm getting requests for my community page link, which means I have to leave and it's going to mute me. So after I add you back in, I'm going to step away a moment. No. I can go on my phone. What am I saying? Turn my volume off so it doesn't play the show.
I do not see it.
In Flickr at the top?
Oh, wait, it's refreshing. And it's still not showing it.
Hold on. Let me go to Flickr. Are you in albums?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I go to albums, I see below future presentation, SEP 2423 AD EP1 Truth Be Told. You don't see that?
No.
All right, I'll send you links. So here's the one that you're going to be doing first. You want to get this one up? And then I'll get the one you'll be doing last. Can I share my community page? All right. Well, Jeff, while you read this one, I'm just going to make that community post because I can share the post.
All right.
All right.
Credit, truth be told. An Idaho potato brand has been Mandela'd for truth be told. I'd never heard of the brand, but based on the residue, I believe this is a true Mandela effect. Skip down here again. Please fill in the blank. Lamb blank.
If you know it. I did not, but I'm calling Mandela on this. Guys, where did you get October 22nd noise for October 21st? Because it's November 5th, 1955. Oh, that's Back to the Future 2. So November 5th is when we'd be doing it. I don't think they know this one. I've got no answers in the chat that match the actual answer.
So let's move on. Truth be told, remembers Lamb Wesson, but the company has always been Lamb Weston. Which do you remember? Apparently none. I never heard of that.
Neither have I. It's an Idaho potato brand too.
But I don't.
In Idaho.
I don't see how it could have been Wesson though, because that's an oil, and they would have got sued.
But Weston is 1S, isn't it? No, it's not.
No, it's not.
But it's got another. They wouldn't get sued because the word lamb is in front.
Okay. When it does that. So there's the residue. I wouldn't say it. What's going to change? No, it isn't. That's a residue there.
Yeah, there's a ton of residue. That's why. And some of this, and you just saw like people's resumes. They don't know where they worked.
Right? They would have to get that right. There's no way they would have got that wrong.
Okay. No, don't want to delete. I don't know how to share a community post, guys. It doesn't let me share it. I hit share and it does nothing. Yeah, the whole thing is a Mandela because I've never heard of it. I agree, Gerald Neal. Never heard of this place. And it's an American brand.
Yeah, that's a good point. The whole thing is a Mandela.
How do I share this? There's no way to share it. Oh, here's how you get to my community tab. Go to my channel. I'll send you a link to my channel, which you're on. And there should be tabs: live, playlists, videos, community should be there. Here's the link to the channel, and you can see if you can see the community tab. Welcome to Samoan Watchman. November 5th, though, is when they first go back. That is considered Back to the Future Day, and that's what I used. November 5th. Gives us more time to find new ones, too, in between then. Found it and voted. Thank you, Micah Russell. So I do have a poll on my community tab to vote if you want an all Back to the Future Mandela Effect show with my 15 folders and possibly some new ones on Back to the Future Day, November 5th. If you go to their website, Lamb Wesson, you can find, they have a link of like where to buy. Like, here's one. Hank's Dairy Bar apparently has them. Oh, the Piggly Wiggly sells it, by the way. If you have a Piggly Wiggly, they sell them in the freezer section. We do not have them here. That's a southern. And I was going to say, if you want to move, there goes the Piggly Wiggly. You see it? Like, there's an ad. That's what the bag looks like. And that's the crazy part about this stuff. We've never heard of it, but I guarantee if you go to your supermarket, it'll be there. Yep. It will be there. And this is a 2021 ad. It's not like it's like super new. Noise Guru has seen that bag.
I've seen the bag.
I have not.
Never knew it was Lamb Wesson.
It's written really small on top of super.
Yeah, I never paid attention to it, but I have seen the bag. I think I even bought them once. But this was a long time ago. Back when I lived in Jersey, I got them once or twice.
I completely agree, Gerald. You know. And like I said, I still believe it's more Mandela affected than Star Wars is.
Oh, wow. Right on the check.
Yep, written right on the check.
Which you couldn't get that wrong. You just can't.
I'm telling you. That's why I'm calling Mandela on this. There's another one after this, too, that's good. Oh, no, that was the best one. Sorry. All right, guys. Last Mandela effect of the night. We're going back to the movie Big, round 2. That's why I did the Big short with the Zoltar Speaks. I did it because I had another Mandela effect that I wanted to cover. I can't thank the 16 of you enough for being here with us this late. All right, here we go. A few years ago, I covered a Mandela effect in the 1988 film Big, starring Tom Hanks, the most Mandela-affected man in the Mandela effect. The name of the fortune-telling machine wasn't right. Here's a little recap for those of you that did not watch my short and have never seen the presentation. The machine was just Zoltar in my past, but now it's always been Zoltar Speaks. Now there's a new Mandela effect for me in the same scene. So we got some video coming up. Gerald Neal says Zoltar as well. Yep. So here's some residue of Zoltar without speaks. Figured I'd add some in. You can let it play and then read. We'll read. Okay. I also covered his eyes. I remember his eyes yellow, not red. All right, so what was Scott Baskin's wish? What do you remember? I wish I blank big. Michael Russum says was. I agree. Speaks doesn't make sense because he doesn't even speak. He outputs a card, exactly. I wish I blank big. What do you remember? Noise Guru is was. And Jeff, I'll ask you to answer before we go, after we're done with the question. Like, let them answer first, what I'm saying.
All right.
Anyone else? Going once. There we go. Gerald Neal comes in with were. All right, Jeff, which one do you remember?
Was.
All right. We can go on. Scott was just 11 or 12 years old. He still spoke like a kid. I think they did that on purpose to show the difference between adults and kids and the way they speak, their mannerisms, because of obviously the theme of the movie. In my past, he said, I wish I was big. But it is were now. Next slide. You let play. But in this timeline, he says, I wish I were big. Do you remember it this way? I 100% do not. It sounds wrong. It sounds wrong. It was.
It does.
For me, at least. I believe you, Gerald, but for me, it was.
Kids don't talk like that.
Mm-mm. So here's a ton of residue. We have a kid posing in front of the machine. I have her hidden. I wish I was big. Josh puts a coin in, makes a wish, and his wish was, I wish I was big, in quotations. Hey guy, I wish I was big. Get it? Found the legendary Zoltar machine, double residue. Also double residue at the bottom. Zoltar commands, I wish I was big. Yeah, he may have been 9. I think he was 11 or 12. This is a quiz titled I Wish I Was Big about the movie Big. And question number 4 is residue. What was the name of the machine that made Josh big? And they put in parentheses one word. Sorry. Nice Kuro. I wish I was taller. I wish I was a 6-foot baller. At the top it says, I wish a magic Zoltar machine. Not Zoltar speaks. And then I wish it was big is that tiny print at the top left. And then TKO movie quote of the day. I wish I was big. What's the name of the movie and what was the year? Big, 1988. We have some video clips coming up at the end too, Jeff.
All right.
There's no words.
I wish I was big.
So
I wish I was big.
This is from News Radio. It plays a couple times. In hopes of improving his life and being treated like an adult, Josh inserts a quarter and exclaims, "I wish I was big." With eyes glowing red, the Zoltar machine spits out a response reading, "Your wish is granted." And then at the bottom again, Zoltar machine, not Zoltar speaks machine. And I think the next slide is the last one. They're going to wish they're a dad instead of big, but it's still the same.
Josh Baskin was tired of always being told where to go, what to do, and how to do it. He was tired of being someone's kid. Make your wish.
I wish I was a dad.
Josh Baskin was tired of always...
And then down here we have, "I wish I was big" as well. Because kids would say "was," not "were." Maybe some kids would say "were," but I'd say the majority of kids would say "was." Scott was actually 12. The actor, however, may have been 13 or 14. I thought I read 11 or 12. But I did think he was like 9 or 10. And then I read he was 11. He was 12 or 11. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the first episode of MESandyDiVa Mandela Effects with Jeff Zanzibar. After dark. It should not be this late, usually. This is like extra late. We're thinking like maybe 11, maybe 12 on the East Coast for the late night show, but not 4 in the morning. But we didn't want to wait. We wanted to go live. And make sure you check out the poll. Please vote. And if you guys have any suggestions on what you want to see here, like we don't just have to do Mandela effects. We can talk about theories. I did invite people on, but no one wanted to come on tonight. So people are also welcome to join us. All you need is headphones with a microphone attached. And then you'd be good to go. Is there anything else you want to talk about tonight, Jeff, or are you okay?
No, that's it.
All right. Well, on behalf of Jeff and I, we thank you for being here. We thank you for waiting. You guys are the absolute best. And we will see you next time. Have a great night.
Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for coming to the show.
All right, good night, guys.
Good night, everybody.